Hi there, y'all. This here's Roger the Neocon. How you doing? I was just here to tell you that the following video contains offensive and coarse language. So if you're one of these nambic-pambic, gay, spastic, or otherwise retarded politically correct types, well, I suggest you go back to them safer videos because this is not for you. Y'all come back soon now. You hear? Oh, hell no. Hot damn it. This just ain't gonna work here. This just ain't working. That's all I'm gonna be saying right now. Hi there, y'all. This here's Roger the Neocon again, and I just come here to tell you what I think about recent events. And boy, I tell you, it is getting nasty out there. I've been looking here on the internet, you know, this thing that I just figured out how to use. And I'm looking at the news here, and good old President Barack Obama, he just dropped like 9 points. Now, I'm not big on numbers, you know. I only got through a couple of grades in primary school here, but somebody told me something along the lines that that's like even worse than Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter, I mean, that's something else, man. I don't know what you say to that. I mean, you know, good old Jimmy, you know, God bless him, you know, fellow Southerner, but he's probably be dancing yippee skipper right now, knowing that in his lifetime he's not going to go down in history as the worst president ever. Woo! I told you, sons of bitches, you should have voted for John McCain, and we should have been mongering us some wars, but no, you didn't listen to me. And you went ahead and you started deficit spending on something that you could not keep people riled up over. I'm telling you right now, my neo-lib friends, you know, I love you, but as a good neocon, I just got to tell you right now, domestic spending through the roof, deficit spending, that sort of stuff, it just don't work the way you're doing it. You got to keep the people afraid. And all this talk about change and all this other, you know, lovey-dovey, you know, plastic banana, good time rock and rollin', whatever the heck Rush Limbaugh calls it, you know, that just ain't gonna fly, you know. But anyway, I figured since, you know, some of my detractors think that I'm completely illiterate, I guess I might as well read this here article just to prove my point. Now, oh my, Obama drops 9 points overall, 15 points among indies, as in independents, I assume, in 1 month. That's pretty bad. And this is taken from hotair.com, and I got the link over in the sidebar. Now, net approval is down 15 points since June. Net who say they'd vote to re-elect the one rather than vote for someone else, a measly +3, down 13 points. Number who say they're confident the stimulus will turn the economy around, 39%. Dang, that sounded like my last spelling test score. Also down 13 points. And the number who say the country is seriously off on the wrong track, 55%, up 13 points. And I never scored as high as 55%. Now, surely this trend is a function of miserable unemployment numbers. Yes, I heard something like 10%. It's probably going up from there. I don't know, something around that. And, you know, that's getting pretty close to Great Depression levels. You know, that's good. You know, and you all know what fixed the Great Depression, right? Good old war. You know, you got the Great Depression, all this economic hogwash that FDR is doing, all this voodoo stuff. It ain't working, so you got to monger yourself a war. None of this lowering taxes or fiscal responsibility or all that other nonsense. You don't want to actually fix the country. What you want to do is get people distracted, and you do that by mongering a war. Now, FDR understood that. Unfortunately, Barack Obama, he ain't got it yet. Anyway, bound to reverse itself instantly once the economy starts cranking out jobs again, right? Now, in the separate section here, it says, in the context of decreasing levels of confidence in the current stimulus package, coupled with discussion about the viability of another one, the poll shows very little support for a proposal for another stimulus package, with only 36% saying they would support such a proposal and 52% saying they would oppose it, with 40% saying they would strongly oppose it. At the same time, it is clear that concerns over the prospect of greater deficits trump concerns over economic recovery. When given the choice, voters would prefer a slower economic recovery that incurs smaller deficits than a quicker economic recovery with greater deficits. Specifically, 71% of voters say they would choose a slower economic recovery with a low deficit, compared with 23% of voters who say they would prefer a quicker recovery with a higher deficit. Now, for all of you out there who didn't figure that out, now, the 71% of the people that say they want some kind of rational, revamping of the growth of the economy, something that would actually make sense. Now, personally, being a neocon, I don't work that way. Now, the other 23% are the mentally retarded types who basically go along with whatever Barack Hussein Obama wants to. And so I tend more towards them, but the problem is, they're not doing it right, because you got to scare people into doing this stuff, and you can't do that without a war or some kind of terrorist attack. But anyway, moving on here. Just what Barry wants to hear as he prepares to drop $1 trillion health care bomb on America, and all the more reason to believe that Carl's right in speculating that the one will take whatever health care bill he can get in order to get something passed fast. This is his signature domestic policy issue. He can't trash it just because people are starting to sweat about spending. The only option is to ram it through as fast in advance of the midterms as possible, and they pray that the recovery starts by next summer. No wonder they're in a hurry. Now, from there on in, it's mostly individual opinions, comments, that sort of thing. But speaking from my end, there's only one more thing to say on this. If you're seeing this right now, Barack Obama, and I'm assuming you are, because you must be getting desperate. If you're desperate enough to watch me, you're pretty dang desperate. Here's what you need to do. You need to get rid of that Tourette syndrome, idiotic, whatever the hell you want to call him, Joe Biden, and get Dick Cheney in as your vice president. Because when Bush's numbers were tanking in the beginning, they knew what they had to do, and they did it. They mangaed themselves a wall. And that's what you need to do, Barack Obama. So get rid of all of the pansies and bring in somebody like Dick Cheney. Maybe you can go around and get Karl Rove or something like that. I'm sure they're plenty happy to help you, because they are in the mood for making another killing. We're either going to Pakistan or Iran, or maybe we could start some stuff with North Korea. Doesn't matter. As long as we're killing people and the people are still afraid, you're going to be in good shape, all right? So take this humble advice from a neocon who did not support you, but who might come to support you if you play your cards right. All right, now you all take care now, and I'll see you around, all right? Goodbye.